Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another edition of West Ham Fan TV's Post-Match Pint, the only West Ham United post-match fuller show on the internet. We've just come back from Old Trafford virtually. I'll tell you what, I'm fucking glad it was virtually. Scott, take it through the starting lineup.
Bit of surprise in the starting 11, weren't there tonight? Fabianski in goal, Kufel right back, Bonner, Dawson and Criswell as the other three defenders. Noble, Rice and Souček centre midfield. Fornals one side, Bowen the other, and Yarmolenko up top by himself.
I'll let you start, right? I think.
Look, yeah, a couple of surprises in there for me. I mean, Mark Noble starting, bit of a surprise for me. I'd rather have put someone like Lanzini in there. I can understand him maybe giving Benrahma a rest. Yarmolenko up top. I don't know. It was before the game, you know, I see a lot of people criticising Mark Noble saying, oh, look, the game's over already. We might as well give up. I thought it's a bit harsh. You know, I'm getting fed up of people just looking to blame Mark Noble straight away. You know, all right. You know, he didn't have the greatest game tonight, but he didn't have the worst game I've ever seen him play. You know, it was just all over the pitch. I mean, losing Ogbonna after 10 minutes was a massive blow, and it was good to see that he actually walked off around the pitch. So it might just been an impact injury, you know what I mean? Yeah, but they were there for the taking today. I think just if David Moyes would have just had a bit more, you know, maybe starting Lanzini, you know, Bowen for me, non-existent. Glad he got taken off at half time, if I'm honest. Wasn't his fault though. Wasn't his fault. Man United had a lot of the ball. It was like passing practice, wasn't it, in the first half?
But that was like going back to when we used to go up there in the 90s and get outclassed and just hang on. That's what it was like that first half.
We set up.
Your video looks like you're in the 90s, Greg. What's going on?
we set up on the back foot, didn't we? We were so negative. That starting 11 was negative. You know, leaving out Benrahma, yeah, I get it, you know, but he should have started, if not started Zini. Look, we just got it wrong from the outset. We started too negative, and that's why we were so bad in the first half.
I mean, Yarmolenko. Go on, Gray. Sorry, go on, mate.
No, I was just going to say, it put me in mind of, remember the League Cup game against Arsenal the other year when we went there and didn't even try and win the game? Mm-hmm. It reminded me of that tonight.
Yeah, I mean, Yarmolenko for me, you know, people criticised Noble before the game saying he's got no legs. Yarmolenko, for me, when I watch him play sometimes, we've said it before, he looks like when you're playing over the park with your mates and your uncle's standing there and he says he used to be a semi-pro and he comes on, he runs like he's carrying a wardrobe on his back, you know? He does. And, you know, he can't play that role up top on his own. You know, yes, Antonio was a massive miss today. And, you know, Antonio, for me, look, let's hope I think it's just tiredness why he was left out tonight. But I'm not being funny. Put him on the fucking bench. Put him on the bench. You can't be that tired. We ain't got a game until next Monday now.
Exactly. Even if he runs himself in the ground for half hour, he'll give you that edge. He'll give you something.
With Yarmolenko, right, is that, you know, we've said before internationally he plays that lone striker role for the Ukraine. But they get up and about him, they get around him. We can't have someone like Yarmolenko up top on his own and be so deep and so negative in our play. And that's the problem. You can't do that. If you're playing Yarmolenko, you've got to get bodies around him. You've got to be playing Bowen and Benrahma either side of him.
But Noel wasn't even really sticking for people to get around him. That's the thing. As soon as it got to him, it was coming straight back.
The problem is as well, what balls went forward to him? Every ball was oofed. We've gone back to oof ball. What's all this shit with the kickoff? The kickoff we used to do under Sam Allardyce when we used to roll it back to James Collins. He'd doof it long and we give it back to the opposition. We've started doing that for the past 3 games.
The thing is,
back and oofed it long to Souček. What's the point?
I don't think we had the option to do anything else today. I mean, Rashford, Martial, first half were running us ragged. Greenwood, you know, second half we improved. I'm not going to lie, we did the substitutes that Moyes done was a lot better. Switched the formation a bit.
Yeah.
Ben Johnson getting up and down the pitch. But the first half, it was non-existent. We couldn't get near the ball. You know, we was giving it away, sloppy passes. You know, Declan Rice as well, sloppy passes from him. it was just overall, you know, it was a disappointing first half. I mean, there's not really much we can talk about in the first half.
Good save from Fabianski, though.
To be honest, I think his plan worked in the first half. His plan worked, Moyes', because I think that's what the plan was all along, to stifle them. And he got to 0-0 at half time. He changed it around a little bit. But you know what Moyes is in danger of doing right now. The place was on such a high, a little, 3 or 4 games back, still in the cup, 5th round of the cup. We thought we had a decent chance. And let's be fair, we haven't gone out by much tonight, because Man United, as much as talent they've got, they've scraped that tonight. We could have went to penalties. Not saying they scraped it on performance, because I think that was the better team. But they was a bit toothless as well as us. But Moyes is in danger now of all of that good work and unraveling it. And the reason why he's on that brink now is because when we face that top 6, he absolutely shits himself.
Yeah,
let's be honest.
Time and time again.
Time and time again. This is
I don't think he shits himself.
He shit himself tonight. He shit himself against Liverpool. He shit himself tonight.
I don't think he shits himself. I think we just haven't got the players to compete against them top 6. Because we haven't got the squad's too thin. The squad's too thin.
The squad is very thin. I'll get to that in a second. But there's players there that can get at them. You got to balance it out. And you got to give yourself. You got to give them as much to think about when you're coming forward as you do as you have to think about when you're defending. You have to have a player on the pitch that can hit them on the break. You have to have a player on the pitch that can create something. And time and time again, he goes with players that don't do that. Like Fornal was going, and Yarmolenko. I mean, Yarmolenko, fucking hell, man. I think I'm faster than him, and that's saying.
You're saying about Yarmolenko, Bowen, and Fornal. They were 3 of the best players we could have chose tonight.
Yeah. Ben Rama gives that. Ben Rama Lanzini gives that attacking threat. You've got to make them think about something. And I don't think he made them think.
But Lanzini hasn't played well in the games that he's played. Glenn Rama's blown hot and cold.
How many chances has he had? These are the games where you have to give him chances.
I agree with what you're saying, but he's not set the world alight when he has played to warrant a start. Bowen was very, very disappointing tonight. The one time he did get forward, and he's got a chance to cross it first time to Fornals, and he takes an extra touch and messes it up. And but you've like you said, you've got to give him something to think about. But a negative approach from the outset, you're on the back foot from the start. It was totally negative for Moyes tonight. He didn't, like you said. We've got Ben Rama, you've got Lanzini, you've got that little player that teams have to worry about. But what he done is he went for a negative midfield to try and stifle United. And to be fair, look, we defended really well, really, really well. We can't deny we defended well, and it was a great save from Fabianski in the first half, tipping that one onto the post. But we did defend well. But the problem is you've got nothing there then to worry the defenders. Harry Maguire, you put him under pressure, he cracks and he crumbles. We didn't put him under pressure.
Yeah, but we're not going to put Maguire under pressure when you got Yarmolenko up top chasing around you. I mean, you thought Haller was bad. Yarmolenko ain't going to do that much running. He puts his head down. Sometimes he was running one way, the ball was over the other side of the pitch. I wonder what he was chasing. I thought he said the hot dog van go past or something. The thing is, for me tonight, I would have put Souček in the middle with Rice, because Souček was playing further forward and it was Noble and Rice sitting. I'd have had Souček in where Noble was. I'd have had Lanzini. I'd have had Yarmolenko out on the wing, and I would have tried Bowen up top, because Bowen was never going to get the pace down the wing with their fullbacks.
I said that.
So put him up top. Yarmolenko's good at hanging it out on the wing, cutting inside and whipping it in. Just try something different. You could have even gone with maybe starting Ben Rama up top. Just play football on the floor against this United team. They're not going to beat Maguire in the air, but play it on the floor, move it around, and we can match them. But we didn't do it.
Bowen's got on the end of a few crosses of late as well. That's where he's his goals have come from. I thought he was the more mobile. I'll be honest with you, he was our best threat in the first half, and that's not saying much because we were shit first half going forward. Like defensively, brilliant, like we are week in, week out. We've got an array of talent at the back. Defensive midfield is always solid. But it's going forward, and we're toothless. We're like the old dog trying to catch the rabbit. You get to it, but you can't bite it. You know, there's just nothing there. There's nothing there up front. We're so thin, and look, we've been saying it for months now, and it just hasn't happened. But tonight, it actually shows how thin our side is. Like, you know, you lose all of a sudden, you lose Antonio. You look toothless, and let's be fair, he ain't been playing that fucking well of late either, is he? So, you know, you lose him, you look toothless for a start. There's no one else to come in. There's no one there that can do the job that Antonio could do. Everyone's talking about Oda Becker and all that. That's a big step up for a boy of that age, and he showed tonight that he's not quite there yet. You know, we was thinking Yarmolenko. That's what the board were thinking. Yarmolenko, he's gone down with a knee injury tonight. Even if, you know, apart from the fact he looked useless, he's gone straight down with a knee injury. So that's him probably injured. He's got, a record of being injured. We lose Ogbonna. Starts to get a little bit thin there, doesn't it? It's as thin as my airline.
To be honest, I thought, Diop, when he come on, he done all right. Stepping in. It looked like Albania was coming on at first, and then he changed his mind at the last minute and brought Diop on. But, he stepped in, and I thought he looked all right tonight, Diop. Fitted in alongside Dawson well.
He done well, and obviously the sub had to be made for the concussion sub. I mean, I've lost count of how many subs we made tonight. I think it was about 6 in the end.
Yeah,
I thought we was trying to throw the game at one point. I'm sure I see Kevin Nolan's putting his shin pad on at one point as well.
But that's the thing, we didn't really create, mate. We didn't get going, did we, in the first half till probably in the last 5 minutes in the half when we had that Bowen, the chance where I said where Bowen should have squared it. But,
I mean, it says everything tonight. It wasn't till, was it the 87th minute when we had that free kick?
Oh, yeah.
87 minutes before we make their defence look a little bit uncomfortable.
So I said, second half we started a lot better, a hell of a lot better.
We were pressing higher up. So it was more in a bit. With the first half, it was all sort of on the edge of our box, and we were defending well, but it was just coming straight back because there was nothing sticking.
Well, the funny thing was,
we started pressing as a team a bit more, a bit higher up.
Nicky looks like he's at Selhurst Park.
Yeah. We looked brighter, and the substitutions. Right, he took Diop off for the concussion injury, and then took Bowen off, and we had 6 defenders on the pitch. Was it?
But again, sometimes it was the final pass because we're getting to sort of like a half decent position, and it'd be a sloppy pass or a bit of sloppy control. And you're on the back foot again.
We couldn't even get going in the first half of our passing, and the second half we started much brighter.
So I was saying, first half, it was like watching us in the 90s up there hanging on, just trying not to lose. They had so much of the ball. Like I say, we defended it well, but you're going to tire. You're defending for that amount of time. You're going to tire eventually.
I think one positive that I can take from tonight is the performance of Dawson at the back. I thought he was a warrior. He was immense today. I mean, Maguire got man of the match.
How is that? How is that?
Tell you what, if Maguire's an £80 million defender, Dawson didn't look no different to him tonight. Dawson chucked his body in front of everything. He was, we've sat here and like many people, we didn't criticise Dawson as a player. We criticised the signing of Dawson, which is a totally different thing. But what a find he's been, right? For the performances he's put in since he's been brought into the first team, he's been unbelievable. And tonight was another great performance. And I thought when Ogbonna went off, I thought, right, now this is a test for Dawson. This is a test for him. But he stood up to it, He led
that line. He led it.
He played well. Even in the second half when he had to slip to a back three with Soufal and Creswell. Unreal.
Well, and I must admit, right, as much as I'm criticising Moyes for that first half lineup, that was a brave move, but a smart move, playing them three as three centre-halves, having Soufal, Creswell and Dawson.
Because he could have brought Balbuena on, couldn't he?
That was really brave of him to trust Kufal, and Creswell we've seen play that left centre back, but Kufal we've never seen play that right centre back role, and he didn't look out of place. And I think going back to that back five, when we played a big team, as much as I'm moaning it with a negative system at the start, I think when we play the likes of United, Liverpools, and things like that, that's when we need to have that back five. And Ben Johnson, what a game he had second half. He looked such an attacking threat going down that left hand side. He looked more of a threat going down there than some of our so-called attacking players did. And it's good to see. It's good to see that we've got that bit of depth when it comes to the width and the centre, and makeshift centre halves if we need to have them and stuff like that. But it's just further forward.
Yeah, I mean, second half, as you said, we made the changes. We looked much better. We was knocking it about. We was holding on the ball a little bit longer. There weren't really many chances, really. I mean, Rashford had that chance when Fabianski pulled off that brilliant save. Rashford on his day probably would have buried that, but Fabianski was quick off his line to,
I think he scuffed it a little bit as well. It looks like an 80s telly.
Yeah.
Like in the 80s.
Graham's the 90s, Nicky's the 80s. There we go. That's better. No, we was just saying that second half, with the subs, we kept the ball a bit more. We knocked it around. Players looked like they wanted to get on the ball a bit more. But we just couldn't break them down. And we had that chance right at the end, didn't we, with Dawson? That header, you think that's written in the stars. He gets a better connection on that goes in. If anyone's gambling more at the back post, it's a tap in. It's just one of them days, isn't it? It's frustrating because it's an opportunity lost today.
Yeah, exactly.
That's I can handle losing as long as if you have a go and lose, I can handle that. I can take that.
To be honest, in the second half, I thought we a couple of times we got the ball moving and played some pretty good stuff. It was just that either that final ball or that last decision that that went wrong.
I mean, Odie Becker come on. Look, this is gonna. I wouldn't say it's gonna dent his confidence, but it's gonna damage it in a little way because no one likes being brought on as a sub and then taken off as a sub.
No.
But he just couldn't get into the game, could he? He just couldn't get into the game.
He showed a flash of what his movement could do at one point. He linked up well with, I think it was Fornells, sort of midway through the second half when after he come on. He linked up well there and he showed a flash of what he was about. But he just sort of he made it easy for United to mark him. His movement wasn't great, but I think it was just. I don't know whether going back to Old Trafford, it was a bit more like rabbit in headlights for him. He probably wasn't expecting to get a game and got chucked on a lot sooner than what he was expecting. But that's the problem. And is he a striker that can play up top on his own?
I'll be honest. The way we were playing, it wasn't really like he was going to see much of the ball anyway.
No, exactly. And that's it.
You can't really blame him too much.
No, I don't.
In my opinion,
I'm not blaming him because I think that first team players sort of let him down as well. Senior players. So I'm not going to blame the kid, but it's a lot of pressure to put on him to come on at Old Trafford. You've got to remember we got him from United, so he'd want to impress, but it just weren't there for him tonight.
And the thing is as well, you've got that opportunity where we broke. And I think it was like 3-on-3, and Fornells had the ball, and Rice went left, and Odebeku went right. And for the life of me, I still don't understand why Fornells played it to Rice and didn't try and lay in Odebeku.
Maybe because they just don't trust him yet. You find that sometimes with senior players, they don't look like they want to trust the youngsters. Lay him in, let him have a strike on goal. Let him get his confidence up. But look, he'll come back for it. He'll bounce back. He's a youngster. He'll learn. It's a massive learning curve for him tonight. I'll be
honest, mate. He ain't got a choice. He's got to learn because we're going to need him. That's the thing. If Yarmolenko is injured, Antonio's not going to play from now till the end of the season without picking up another injury. So we're going to need him. So he needs to learn. He needs to learn quick.
The thing that annoyed me mostly tonight, and especially with the young kid as well, like, you know, the young kid, you know, we done this with Tony Martinez as well. You know, we turn around and go, oh, play him. But let's be honest, the kid weren't at the races tonight. He just weren't there. He just, you know, he was so out of his depth. It's unreal. Yeah. But he's gonna learn. He's got plenty of time. He's only a young kid and all that. But the thing that pisses me off about tonight, and it's just, you know, we had. I said the other week on Twitter, I wish we had a Jermaine Defoe sitting in the rank somewhere. I wish we had someone of that ilk, like that natural, you know, goal scorer that can come straight in and start scoring goals. But we just haven't. We just haven't got that. And the thing that annoys me the most is that we had a real opportunity this season, to really go for it and you know, get in some backups, because we knew we was going to need them. And that's what's annoyed me the most tonight. Look, I'm not going to sit here and start fucking pissing and moaning. I've done my pissing and moaning, you know, transfer deadline day. But what is the point? Like, whether it was Moyes, whether it was the board, I know who I believe it was, because I don't think any manager in the world is going to turn down money to sign players that he wants. I've got my ideas who it was, but Moyes come out, and I think Dan summed it up on, you know, on the watch along. You know, he's got to take as much of the blame, because he give him a sort of a lifeline, the board. But why wait to spend big money in the summer when you've basically given yourself the best opportunity to do anything halfway through a season?
I do understand what you're saying, but if the striker that we want, we ain't that sort of club that can go and spend 40-50 million every summer on a striker. So we're safe, you know. Yeah, we would love, but if the striker's not out there, that it's proved it with Haller. You go out and spend the big money, it don't work out. David Moyes said there is one or two strikers that he wants, but they're not available until the summer. So, you know, yeah, I do.
You just have to get a backup, right? You just have to get a backup.
This is what I'm saying. We could have got someone in on loan or a free transfer, or someone just to be in the club, in the squad. But to go and waste £40 million in January on someone that David Moyes...
I didn't even say £40 million. Just Josh King. The deal for Josh King was unbelievable for all parties at Everton. All parties, because they've paid £5 million for him or something like that. They've given him a 6-month contract and just said, look, if you don't fancy it at the end of the season, if you don't fancy staying here, you can leave for nothing. But you've done us a favour. £5 million is the same amount of money we paid for Gokhan Toure, and we got 3 games out of him.
Yeah, but I remember you sitting there saying you didn't want Josh King.
No, listen, we have to have somebody. We're fucked. We're fucked now.
When we were saying about Josh King, you were saying you didn't want him. He weren't good enough.
No, I never said that.
You did.
I said he weren't the answer.
And I'll find it. You did say it about Josh King.
I said he weren't the answer. But the thing is, he would make a squad player, and he would be a decent opportunity to come in. But the thing for me with what Moyes has said, you can see Sullivan saying, oh yeah, you can have 30-40 million and I'll sign you this player and this player. Players that he wants to bring in the club. Players that he wants, you know, like we normally get that South American striker that no one's ever heard of before, but he's good on Championship Manager, and we get him in. You know, this is the thing. I don't think Moyes could possibly get the targets he wanted. So Sullivan hangs him out to dry, like Sullivan's got form for doing with managers. And what's Moyes going to do? He can't sit there and say, oh, no, the chairman didn't give me the money, or the chairman said I could have money, but I'd have to get these players. So Moyes has had to do what managers do. I'm happy with what I got, and we go from there. So that's the thing. You can't. I'm not going to put the full blame on Moyes, because what's the point of going and spending even 5 million on a striker you don't want? You know, who's not good enough. This is the problem. We play one up front, so it's only a certain type of mould of striker that we're
I'm surprised that the club haven't been looking at players out of contract at the moment, because there's a few strikers out there, you know, that we could bring in that, you know, they could just be in and around the squad, get fit, and ready to play the last, 15, 16, 17 games of the season. You know, people are saying about Diego Costa, he ain't worth the money. Look, give him what he wants for 10 games, 12 games. You know, I know I said this the other day, Daniel Sturridge is out there. You know, he's only 31. You know, he's out of contract. Just bring him into the club. Moyes seems to get the best out of these sort of players. If it's only for 10, 15 games as a backup striker, what could go wrong? We give how many years money did we give to Carroll and Jack Wilshere when they weren't doing nothing? So we might as well just bring in a player, any striker, Sacco. You know, get Diafra Sacco back for fucking 10 games. You know, I don't care. We just need a body on that bench.
I'm with you, right? I'd rather, out of all of them, probably Costa for me would be the one that I'd bring in because
Costa was still playing a few weeks ago for Madrid. So he knows the Premier League. He'll want something to prove. Bring him in. I don't care if he wants 200 grand a week. Give him the 200 grand a week. We ain't got a transfer fee for him.
The thing with
that little bit of nasty, a little edge as well, won't he?
That's it. And the thing with Sturridge and Sacco is that they're injury prone, and they're not mentally in the game all the time. You know, and that's a big problem. That's what's hampered their careers, the pair of them. And I wouldn't waste money bringing them in. Costa would be the one because, like I said, he is a bastard, and sometimes you need a bastard leading you on.
Yeah, you need that. So, which is...
Do you know what? There's just it's disappointing because I don't want the second half of this season to be a failure, and we start sliding down that table because we're in a good position still. You know, as Nicky said the other day, teams around us play each other at the weekend. You've got Liverpool, Leicester, and Tottenham City. So teams are going to drop points there. We've got Sheffield United on Monday, so it's another opportunity for us to keep around that top 5. So I just don't want it to. I mean, the players now. If I was David Moyes, I know the players love to train and but I'd give them 2 days off now. Give them 2 days off. Let them stay at home, chill out, relax, whatever, because you could see it. Declan Rice was looking a bit leggy. It was his mistake that led to the goal. You can't get away from the fact it was. But I'm not going to sit here and slate Declan Rice because he saved us in games and he's won us games. When players do something wrong, you've got to call them up on it. Led to that goal. There was players out there that looked tired tonight. So give them a couple of days rest and then get ready to go for this second. We've got no cup distractions now, unfortunately. We've got what? How many games we've got left? 17, 16, 17. We've got 16, 17 cup finals now to try to break into that top 5.
Exactly. The thing is, well, we ain't mentioned him tonight. I thought Creswell had a decent game as well,
Yeah.
I thought he was one of our better players tonight.
Yeah. No, he had a...
I mean, when you've got...
I'll say the old back line did, really.
When you've got what Man United have, where you can bring on Fernandes, Cavani, McTominay, players like that, they change games, and that proved it tonight. They overrun us in midfield in that last 10 minutes in extra time.
Yeah,
we couldn't hear them, and that is the difference between top teams that spend money and bring in players like that, and then you've got teams like us, that won't spend that money, won't gamble, and will always be that team until we get new owners. But the way we're playing, a fully fit 11, we have got a good enough team to break into that.
Exactly, mate. Exactly. That's the thing, and that was the other downside of starting the 3 centre midfielders that we started with, was the fact that when you got into the latter stages of the game, you can't take away the work rate that the 3 of them put in tonight. Noble coming in the side, he ain't played. He worked for the entire 120 minutes. Rice and Souček as well, and that's the problem when you've got 2 players in there that are playing, every week for us, and then you've got Noble who's hardly played a game and he's older than the pair of them. It's going to be hard, and that was the downside as well, that we didn't have fresh legs to bring on playing centre midfield. We would have had to put Lanzini on there, who's not really a centre midfielder, or move Fornals in there, and that's somewhere else we've gone a bit short now since we've lost Snodgrass. He's centre midfielders. And as I said to Graham when the game was going on, I just hope this isn't the game now where our season starts to unravel, because with you look at Antonio's he didn't see Antonio tonight. Obola's picked up an injury. Diop is just obviously a concussion, but then lose. If we were to lose Souček or Rice, it's just one of them things that you could see our season just start unraveling, and that's what none of us want to see.
But Scott, let's be honest, mate. It's been inevitable. It's been inevitable that we're going to pick up several injuries. We're playing every fucking 3 days. We couldn't keep a full team fit for about 5 seasons. It was always going to happen. And why does it always seem to happen the minute the transfer window shuts? The minute it shuts. Why does that always seem to happen? It just annoys me because you've got an opportunity there, and I know what you're saying. Moyes don't want him, but we needed somebody. We needed somebody. And
we know that. We all know that. We knew that Antonio was gonna not last. Because for me, as I said earlier in the show, if he's only out tonight because he's tired, I would have still put him on the bench. Because we could have got into that last 10 minutes and brought an Antonio on to chase them down, and have an opportunity. But I don't know. It's difficult. And as Scott said, I don't want it to be now where our season just starts. We start losing games and it all goes back to, the negative fucking West Ham again, because it's been such a high the last couple of months, with the wins and, look, Man United's a tough place to go, but they were there for the taking down. I'm disappointed that we haven't gone through because, we do want to win, but it's another season that we can dream about winning the FA Cup because that's it. The dream's gone now. As I said, we've got 16, 17 cup finals left now for the rest of the season to try to break into that top 5.
Yep, that's it. That's what we've got to do. We've just got to keep pushing it, game by game, week by week. Just go out there and try and get the win. Let's go out there and beat all the teams as we have done that are underneath us or in and around us. Let's beat them teams. If we lose to the likes of United, the likes of City, then so be it. Just make sure we beat the likes of Sheffield United and teams that are in around the bottom half of the league. Because, as I said, our season now just hinges on pushing as high up that league as possible, and we're in a very, very good position. So we've just got to carry it on.
We're in a better position than anyone thought we was going to be at the beginning of the season. Exactly. As I said, Nick, when you went off, I said about Dawson tonight. He was like a warrior. Chucked his body in front of everything. What a man of the match for me, if I'm honest. I know we lost the game, but I thought he was man of the match. He was immense. They give it to Maguire because I don't know why he's slamming.
Give it to Maguire, quarter of the world of supporting Man United. It seems that's why they give it to Maguire. That's why any Man United player gets into any team these days, man of the match or whatever. You know what I mean? Just the way it is. I thought Soufal was brilliant. I thought Dawson was superb. I thought Cresswell was really good.
I thought Soufal started off a bit shaky. He gives the ball away a couple of times, but he could listen. He's played a lot of football over the last few weeks as well. So 120 minutes for them tonight is a long time to play. Chasing.
And let's not forget about Fabianski as well. Nothing he could do for the goal, and he had a very, very decent game as well.
It was you can't take nothing away from the goal. It was a great layback from Rashford and a great finish from McTominay. You can't take nothing away from that. Yeah. But that's what I said. They've got that to come off the bench, and that's what they do, Man United. Bruno Fernandes come on. He didn't even have to really do much tonight, did he? He come on. If he wanted to change the game, he could, but he didn't have to because we were just chasing the game. And look, it is what it is. We're all disappointed, but we move on, unfortunately. We move on to Monday night now against Sheffield United, where we need to bounce back.
Which is something we have done. We've done well this year when we've lost the game. We've always bounced back.
Listen, that Sheffield United game, that's not going to be easy, is it? That Sheffield United game, they're going to make it tough for us.
They picked up a couple of wins recently.
Yeah, no games will be up in the Premier League. No game's easy in the Premier League. We know that, but it's end of the day. Fully fit team, we've got a better team than them. We turn up, we beat them. That's how it's been this season.
Look at the game Fulham give us the other night. Fighting for their lives down the bottom of the table. It's not going to be, I know we're expected to win it, but it's not going to be easy by any stretch of the imagination.
I just hope that when we play United again in the league, we give it a bit more of a go.
We won't.
No, I know, but I just hope we do, because as much as they're sitting there second in the league at the minute, they are there They are beatable. You know what I mean? They're not this unbeatable side that they used to be under Fergie.
No, they've got some good players. I mean, to be fair, with the team they started with today, I know they had Rashford and all that, but Fernandes is the man. They was missing Pogba, who is another good player. As much as we all like to, look at his inconsistencies, but he was one of the, the differences in the midfield. They was missing them players, and they're not a team full of superstars anymore, Manchester United.
I tell you what, though, I did like the look of their left back, that Teles, is it?
Yeah, he looked decent.
Every time they kept saying it, though, I kept thinking they were saying Tevez.
Yeah, so I was going to say,
funny, wish we had him 1-0 Tevez. But yeah, it's fucking. When you look at them two in midfield, they've got Fred and Matic in there. Any other day,
See, and that the thing for me, that's again frustrates you with our starting 11 is when you see them two. That's their reserve midfield, so to speak. They're three main midfielders off the pitch at the start of the game, and we were sitting back the way we sat back. That's the annoying thing for me.
I hope they get in the next round and they get a good hiding, a good fucking spanking.
That's the thing, innit? It's as much as you sit there and say, this season we've been out, we shouldn't be scared of anyone. And we can beat anyone, but chances are we would have, if we had gone through, we would have ended up getting City in the next round or someone like that.
Quarterfinals
if you want to,
anyone's. Yeah, exactly.
If you want to win the cup, you're going to have to beat teams like that at some point.
Yeah, but it'd be nice to have a nice, easy run to the final, like we've seen teams like Millwall get in the past. You know what I mean?
Don't mention their name on this channel.
But you know what I mean? You get
for Spurs, but don't mention them.
But you get sides like that. Watford, Palace, all got to the cup final with easy-ish runs, and we seem to go do it the hard way.
Well, Arsenal usually get an easy run, don't they?
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
But it's fucking disappointing. But what can you do?
We're not bitter or anything like that.
As soon as they went 1-0 up, you just knew that was the only chance we'd have had tonight is holding them out for a 0-0 and going through on penalties. But I thought. Beginning of the second half, extra time, he should have brought Lanzini on then. He should have brought Lanzini on in the first half of extra time, because I think when Lanzini and Ben Rama was on the pitch, you could see them knocking it about. And if we'd have had that for the whole half hour or the last 15 minutes of the game, who knows? Who knows?
That's it. That's like we said. If Dawson puts that chance in right at the end of normal time, you normally. You normally put your money on him to score in that opportunity, and
I'll be honest. If that had gone in, that would have been a real smash and grab.
Oh, definitely. But that's you take it, didn't you? You take it. We've done it before. We've had it done to us by teams. It's part and parcel of football.
Yeah, you right there, Nick? What are you playing? Battleships or something?
No, I'm just having a look through the internet, see what's happening, see what's saying.
Oh, we're boring you.
Just fed up, mate. Just fed up with it.
You do realise we're doing post-match point live, don't you?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, bud.
Just one of them, innit? Look, game's done. Roll on to Monday night. Regroup. Bit of training. Go from there.
As I said, I'd give him a couple of days off now. Yeah. Just relax, chill out at home. Look, I can't take it away from them. The players have worked so hard over the last few months. Declan Rice. You think Declan Rice, he's played all them games full 90 minutes and he's just played another 120 tonight.
Exactly. And this is the thing.
Shows how fit these players are, doesn't it?
Yeah. And the other thing is that, they're not going to get a rest, are they? Because Souček, Rice, they're all going to go away on international duty, so they're going to get no rest whatsoever.
Just say they're injured. Fuck it. Fuck England.
Yeah, do what Alex Ferguson used to do. Just go, no, they're injured.
and then play them on the Saturday.
But, as I said, the only positive I can take from tonight, I thought Dawson was immense. It was good to see after Ogbonna got injured that he was walking off. He never got stretched off. He was walking around. So I think it was just a sort of impact injury. And, the swelling comes up straight away. Let's hope there's nothing serious, because if we lose him, then fucking hell. I'd hate to see what Nicky looked like then. Fucking start ripping the Ogbonna jumpers up and everything. The season is over. Yeah, so
that didn't even raise a smile with Nicky. That one didn't even raise a smile.
Hopefully, like you said, he was walking off. It did look more of an impact injury than anything else. So fingers crossed he's back for Monday night.
Come, Nick, it's one game. Cheer up. On to the next one. This is what supporting West Ham is.
Absolutely. No. Do you know what? Rather than I'm just thinking about how short we are, man. It worries me.
There's nothing.
Yeah,
there's nothing we can do about it till May now, so there's no point going on about it.
You're going to be sitting here every week like that. Just have confidence in the boys that we've got.
Yeah, just get behind them. We can't do anything till May now, so we've just got to get on with it, haven't we?
No. We're still known.
Do you know what? Let's hope that that there is a free transfer, someone out of contract that we can bring in for the last 10, whatever fucking, I keep forgetting, 15, 16 days, whatever it is.
Yeah, that's the thing is now, is if we get someone in, we saw with Lingard. Lingard hadn't played hardly any games and he's as fit as a fiddle. So you've just got to hope that the person coming in doesn't need 5 games to get up to speed.
This cup-tied loan rule's a load of bollocks. Honestly. I think that if you join a club and you've played for them in the FA Cup, but that both teams are still in the same round, you should be able to play. Fucking rules.
But that's the thing, he's a boost to have back in for the next game. So that's what we do. We just roll on to next week.
Yeah, he's a boost. Antonio should be all right. He'll have enough rest. He ain't tired. Hopefully Ogbonna ain't too serious and it's nothing stupid. I mean, there was a lot of people calling that VAR should have looked at. There was no way that was going to get a red card.
It was a complete accident. There was nothing malicious in that.
He's caught him with a follow through as he's had the shot.
Who else got excited when they said VAR were looking at handball for that?
Yeah, I know.
Come on, you bastard. And then I see his chest and I was like, you wanker. I was thinking, please, just let there be a little handball. Noble stecks up, 87th minute, tucks it away. Bang, FA Cup quarterfinals. But no, it wasn't meant to happen. Fucking out. Same old. Poxy West Ham. Moyes out, GSB out. No, I'm only joking. Well, not for Moyes. I want Moyes in, GSB out. Yeah.
That's it, mate.
And I was saying to you, Scott, when I bet it's only been outside of the big clubs 3 times since '91, hasn't it?
Yeah, that's the downside with it. As I said to you, people sit there and say the cups, big teams don't take it seriously, and like you said, 3 teams have won it outside the big 6 in the past.
I went on TalkSport earlier. I was on TalkSport after the game. I rung them up, right? Because Durham and Ray Parlour they played the Darren Bent interview, right? Do you know what? That geezer, I had to pull over and ring him up because I was laughing so much, and they put me through. And Darren Bent turned around and said that West Ham should be concentrating on 5th, and they shouldn't be happy with 9th place in the FA Cup. And I thought to myself, what is this bloke talking about? Does he not realise that even if you finish 4th from bottom and win the FA Cup, you get in Europe? And then I said to Darren, I said, I would take 4th from bottom and win the FA Cup. Of course I would. He said, would you take relegation in the FA Cup? I said, yeah, as long as we come up the season after, I would. But I said, Darren Bent, right, he won the League Cup in 2008. I said, ask Darren Bent if he remembers where Tottenham finished that season, because I bet he don't.
Exactly.
I do. They finished 11th below West Ham, but...
This is the thing. I don't get this. I don't get this thingy of we should concentrate on Europe and not go for the FA Cup. It's a trophy.
It's a trophy.
Yeah, exactly. Listen, Wigan, right? Wigan fans, they're not going to be happy that they're relegated, but they've still got that memory of winning that FA Cup. Portsmouth, they're not going to be happy where they are. They've still got that memory of winning the FA Cup. That's what it's about.
Honestly, I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I didn't think I was going to get through, but it was funny. Fucking
it does. It just makes me laugh at people. Like,
and what do I like to say, Scott?
Go on.
What do I like to say? You
Go on.
can't put 5th place in the trophy cabinet.
No, you say fourth. You say fourth place.
Well, wherever you finish.
Yeah,
No
you
one
don't.
remembers.
Players don't finish their career, and when they're granddads, their grandkids say to them, "Oh, granddad, what did you win as a football player?" He goes, "Hang on a minute, let me see. Where did I put 5th place? Oh no, I ain't got it." You know what I mean?
But I'll show you. Look, there's my FA Cup medal. Look,
There's
there.
my League Cup medal. There's my FA Cup medal. There's my Premier League medal. Fucking Darren Bent. Jesus Christ. They scraped the barrel.
What did you fucking know anyway, Darren Bent?
That's what I'm saying. Like, he won the League Cup with Spurs. Like, I'm not being funny. As I said, I bet if you asked him, he wouldn't remember where Tottenham finished that season because you don't. Who cares?
Do you know, I hate it. I hate when, like, players talk on behalf of fans. I hate that.
Well, that's why Ray Parlour was on there, because Ray Parlour stuck up for West Ham because he's got West Ham connections. He's a West Ham fan. His family are West Ham. And he turned around and said, no way would West Ham fans swap finishing 9th and went 5th to win the FA Cup and finish 9th. So I said, last 2 seasons we've had relegation battles. I said 9th place would be a fucking good season for us.
Exactly.
Anyway, without the FA Cup.
Yeah, this is it. That's the thing. You know, we were expecting to be sitting around, you know, the bottom half of the table, not in the position we're in. So yeah, no, look, FA Cup.
They should be quiet though. You know what I mean? Like they all want to have a say on fans talking about football. You know, at the end of the day, right, we're the only people that go to them grounds that pay money to get in. Everyone involved in the game is earning a fucking mint, and I mean making themselves millions and millions and millions of pounds out of it. Whether you're playing, whether you're staff, whatever, whether you're managing, whether you're owning it, they're all making themselves a fucking multi-millionaire, right? We go to the football for the love of the game. In fact, we pay thousands of pounds that fucking lot of us haven't got to go and watch it. You know, in our downtime. Don't sit there as an ex-player who's sitting in a fucking Porsche or a Lamborghini going to, you know, talk about football. I understand you're a player of the game, but don't tell me what fans should want, because you ain't got a fucking clue. You ain't got a clue. You don't know.
Funny, mate. If you offered Tottenham 9th in the FA Cup, I think some of their fans would take that because they're trophy as well. I just couldn't believe what he was saying. I was just like, fucking, I've got to pull over here. I've got to ring in.
Listen. Football players amaze me, right? Because, like you said, they talk on behalf of the fans and they don't know what it's like to be a fan. And to be honest, a lot of them have played football when they know fuck all about the game as well. So some of the punditry that you see on different platforms.
A lot of them wouldn't know how to turn on their fucking telly unless some come from the club run around and fucking done it for them.
That's it, exactly.
So they shouldn't be talking about nothing. Nothing like that.
Some of them are absolutely brilliant and know the game inside out and can talk the game. And they're the ones I sit there and take note when they say things. People like Darren Bent, yeah, he played the game. He ain't got a clue.
He definitely ain't got a clue about fans. That's for sure. You know what I mean? Fans are very underrepresented because, you know, they don't want fans having a say about football. That's why channels like this exist, because people, you know, like to hear from what fans have to say. These people don't listen to what fans have to say. What does he? Let's be honest. What the fuck does he know about West Ham fans at all? Does he even know a West Ham fan? I fucking doubt it. No, honestly, I fucking doubt it. He probably don't even know one. So what's he talking about? Why is he getting involved in that conversation? Absolute fucking nonsense.
You know why it does? Because it generates interest. That's what it is. They say things sometimes just to get people's backs up because it drives interest.
So they pull over and phone in, right?
But mate, right though. You know, if I had that, I would have myself.
But that's why they say it.
Even Durham was laughing at it, and he's usually the biggest wind-up merchant going. But yeah, anyway, fuck him.
Roll on Monday.
Nick, cheer up, come on.
Oh yeah, I'm tired now. I want to go to bed.
You're upsetting me now. Come on, I'm getting upset.
I think we covered everything. We can wrap it up there.
Yeah, on to Monday. Well, sorry, before that, we've got Friday Night Pint coming up.
Yay.
You missed it on Friday, Nick. We had Jimmy Walker in.
I know.
And he had his West Ham pyjamas on.
Yeah, West Ham pajamas on. He had his Indian in the oven. He had 80s wallpaper. I spoke to him after. He said he loved it. He wants to come on again, so I'll get him on again before the end of the season.
We should get into the live one.
Yeah, I said that to him. I said when we do the live one down the pub, he can come down because we do like a little Q&A with players as well. We'll do our show, we'll do Q&A with players.
What's the pub?
What?
What's the pub? Beginning to forget what them things look like.
It's a place where you go and you should put your hand in your pocket for a change.
Well, I always put my hand in the pocket in the pub, mate.
Yeah. When no one else is there and you buy yourself one on the fly, you cheeky git.
He's like, what, you going home? I was just about to get around. No, I'll back Scott. He does get his round. Then I'll back Scott. You know
what it is? You're mistaking me for Dan now.
Oh, yeah.
Dan had a go at Tom Down once for ordering an expensive beer during a round, and that's true.
It was £1 dearer when he started adding it up on his calculator.
Started adding it up and said, you should order what I order because it's cheaper. I order it because it's cheap.
And then he done a video on it.
Yeah, admitting it.
Yeah, he done a video on it, admitting it, and other people agreed with him. Crazy.
Yeah, but he done a video on it. He tried to sue San Miguel. Oh, do you know what though? Just before we go, I can't wait to get back down the pub. It's been a long time. I can't wait to have a good night out. Fucking whatever we do, whether we do Friday Night Pint live or just meet up and have a few beers. I can't wait.
We're going to do it live. We're going to do it live, and we're going to have a big party all weekend. We're going to do that live, and then we're going to do post-match pint live.
Well, we're just going to carry on drinking all the way through.
Yeah. We'll have a good night out. Go and watch the football for one.
Could be interesting.
Yeah. Anyway.
You know what? This bloke, right, keeps commenting, right? He keeps saying we're armchair fans and do we know where the London Stadium is? He's not missed a game for 40 years. Well, I think you have, mate, because none of us have been to stadium in over a year. So
who said we're armchair fans?
I don't call us armchair fans. Why don't you go and look at our fan cams where we're up and down the country interviewing outside grounds and all that? He's on the wind up, isn't he? I'm not even going to give him a little bit of a I'm not even going to put his name up.
I put his name up, and I'm going to get my kick out, and whack it at the screen.
You know what I mean? I love people.
I don't mean to be rude, but you can call us many things, but armchair fans aren't one of them. We've had to become armchair fans. I fucking hate being here. I was up and down that country like a fucking I don't know what goes up and down the country. Great.
Fiddler's elbow. Fiddler's elbow.
Fiddler's elbow.
Yeah, up and down, up and down. There you go. Yeah,
up and down the country. Up and down the country like a fiddler's elbow.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, you imagine now we'd be just finishing fan cams like say Old Trafford, and we'll have like a 4 or 5 hour journey. But fucking Al fucking Murray, whatever his name is, in the chat room calls us armchair fans. Yeah, of course you are, mate. Yeah, he's been the last 40 years. I bet he's not even 16. Mummy won't let him go. You can't go away games.
Thank you very much for joining us on this edition of West Ham Fans Post-Match Part. We'll be back. West Ham Fan TV's Post-Match Part. Sorry, we'll be back next week, building up to the Sheffield United game that's on Monday. Got a little bit of a rest now, which is nice. Then isn't there thingy soon? International break. That's in March, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that ain't quite yet. So we'll be building up. There are no fan cams tonight, but a couple of people have uploaded videos. Will be uploaded in very soon, so go and check them out. Go and check out that watch along if you want. It wasn't very good, to be quite honest with you. I wouldn't bother.
Just gonna sit back and watch 2.5 hours of that again.
Yeah, I wouldn't bother, to be honest. Yeah. Just go and check it all out. Go and check out our Patreon. Go and check out our store. Check us all out on social media. Other than that, boy, anything left to say?
Yeah, Graham. Fiddler's elbow.
Up and down.
Go on, you irons.
Go on, you.
Go on, you irons.